Okay, this is another video response to Inmendham's theory on animal and Mother Nature and that sort of thing. That he says, okay, because some animals don't have predators, right? Some animals don't have predators. They become just fluffy little beautiful creatures that live peacefully, right? They don't fight each other. They live a long, peaceful, beautiful life. It's very pretty, right? It's Alice in Wonderland, right? It's paradise. No, Inmendham, that is not true. It's not that simple, idiot, right? Just because an animal doesn't have predators doesn't mean it doesn't compete, right? And there's another thing, right? Empathy, that sort of stuff. Empathy, love, caring for your young. It developed because of predators, right? Unless you don't understand that, right? I'll explain it to you very simply. The turtles, because they don't have predators, they didn't have a need. They did not have a need to protect their young, right? Their young was nothing special to them because there was no predators on the outside, always preying on their young, always stealing their eggs, right? They had no evolutionary motive to develop any sort of care for their young, right? A turtle can lay a dozen eggs. It can lay 100 eggs in the sand, dig up a hole, lay a dozen egg in the sand, put it put it in the hole, bury it, and then go out to sea again, right? You don't need to care for your young precisely because there is no predators. Now, do you really want that? You really want that sort of world, right? That because of this motive, evolutionary motive that predators imposed, right? There's an imposition here. Right? There's an imposition that predators imposed on other peaceful creatures like cows and goats and other herd animals. Right? They impose this need to develop defense mechanisms. Right? Just like our immune system. Our immune system are defense mechanisms against microbial predators. Right? Now, because the turtle didn't have predators, right? There was no natural predators in their world. It wasn't paradise, right? It wasn't turtle wasn't a fluffy, kind, cute animal. No, because there was no outside motive for it to develop this fluffy, kind, cute side of it. Right? It didn't care for its young. It buried 30, 40 eggs in the sand, and then it went out to sea again. Because it had no predators, right? Why? Okay, a few dozen eggs, hatch in, the turtle. Some of them get sick and they die. Oh, a big deal, right? There's a few more dozen that can be healthy, right? Because there's no predators, there's no need to involve yourself in the care of your young. There's no need for long-term investment into the care of your young. There's no need for nurturing, right? Now take some other animal that does have predators. Some animals that are in this evolutionary soup that we have, right? This evolutionary cauldron, right? Whether there's predators and there's prey, and you need to develop defense mechanisms, and you need to nurture your young. You need to put in investment. You need to put in an effort to raise your young to survive in the nasty world, right? So what happened then? Right. What happened then is, the mother had to become more aggressive, right? A little bit more aggressive against both the predators that out to get them and competing males, right? Out to kill their young, right? Because the young are the rivals of some other male, right? Kill their young and then impregnate the female with their seed. Right, because the male find it so useful to pass on their progeny. It's demonstrated in the outside world too. It's demonstrated in the human world. Adopted children are in a lot more danger because they're not viewed as the progeny, the natural biological progeny of their fathers. Right? It's well documented. They're killed a lot more. They're injured a lot more. They're abused a lot more, right? Because people evolved that way, right? So what's the solution? Well, the solution isn't giving up and going to virtual reality, inmendham, because that just isn't gonna solve it. That's not gonna solve the basic biological need to pass on your progeny, right? Now think of it this way, right? The mother bear, the mother wolf, it becomes very, very protective of their young. It invests a lot of their effort into raising their children, right? Now this is good. This is a good thing. And another competing male comes along. Boom, 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 boom. Now, okay, I want to mate with you, right? Now I want to kill off the young of your previous mate, right? Previous male. You want to go along with it? Some females do, right? Some females, okay, they shack up with some abusive drunk father, and the father beats the shit out of their kids because mom said, okay, this is a worthy male, right? He's big, tall, I'm handsome, muscular. Is that human nature or what? Huh? So, what I'm trying to say is human evolution isn't over yet, right? There's people that are intelligent enough to think, okay, I don't need to do that, right? I don't need to rely on some, big muscular guy. I don't need to rely on. Okay, just because I have children, I don't need to, get somebody else involved, right? That hates them, right? That's only interest in the relationship is because he wants to pass on his genes, right? At the expense of my already existing kids, right? So it's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing, and it's also a biological thing, right? So human evolution isn't over yet, and going to virtual reality isn't going to solve it, dummy. Okay, that's it.